Huge PlayStation Store indie sale has lots of PS4 games going super cheap, push Square. Pocketnow Daily. Samsung Galaxy S21 to end the Galaxy Note. Video Pocketnow. Leaked screenshots from iPhone 12 Pro Max unofficially confirm lidar and 120Hz display. GSMArena.com News. GSMArena.com. Nintendo Switch Next Generation coming in 2021. Report. Gadgets 360. Trippy new, Borderlands 3, DLC announced. Set for September release. NME. Call of Duty, Warzone dev has lots of ideas for the train. GameSpot. Video Rolls-Royce unveils new brand identity, Car Buzz. Samsung's display punch hole technology deemed best in the industry, Sam Mobile. Apple making serious inroads in India should worry OnePlus and Samsung, Android Central. News, Daily Hive. News.